Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. Students, from today we will start our first chapter of civics, that is the Indian Constitution. Children, you might be wondering what is the Constitution? Almost all the countries in the world have a constitution. While all the democratic countries are likely to have a constitution, it is not necessary that all the countries have the constitution are democratic, right? So the constitution is basically a rules and regulation by which a country is governed is called as a constitution. It is frequently referred to as a soul of a democracy. Students, as we all know that for playing any game we require certain rules and regulations to be performed, right? Similarly, if I'm playing chess, then I need to know the rules and regulations of that particular game. Similarly, here also, to run any particular country we require certain rules and regulations to be followed and to be performed, right? Now here we will see the case of Nepal. Here we'll understand. See, you will see the pictures in your textbook. That is the second page. This is next page. You will see page number 6. Yes. So here it is. To understand, Nepal is a country that borders India on the north. Until recently, Nepal was a monarchy. We all know that previously it was a monarchy country. The previous constitution of Nepal, which had been adopted in 1990, reflected that the final authority rested with the king. Means whatever decision is to be taken, it is taken by the king itself. Till the monarchy was there. A people's movement in Nepal fought for the several decades to establish a democracy. Now, people tried to fought. They wanted to their country to be democratic country. So they fought since so many years. In 2006, they finally succeeded in putting an end to the powers of the king. The people had to write a new constitution to establish Nepal as a democracy. Now, when this monarchy came to an end, then but obvious when the country becomes a democracy, they have to write a new constitution, because previously all the rules and regulations were working and they will have to follow according to the king. Whatever the rules and regulation king has designed, they have to follow according to that king. But now, as the monarchy has came to an end, they have to design a new constitution according to the democracy, right? So that is what they fought for. Now, that is what I said you, that same thing happened in Nepal also, that we have to follow certain rules and regulations. Nepal, by moving from a monarchy to a democratic government, needs to change all its constitution rules in order to usher in a new society. This is why the people of Nepal adopted a new constitution for the country in 2015. Now, in 2015, by the time they have designed a new constitution and they are supposed to follow according to that new constitution. The caption alongside elaborates Nepal's struggle for the democracy. This is what you can see here in your textbook. It elaborates the story of the things, what happened accordingly. Now, second important purpose of the constitution is to define the nature of the country's political system. It defines the political system of that particular country. For example, Nepal's earlier constitution stated that a country was to be ruled by the king and his council ministers, right? Now, in countries that have adopted a democratic form of the government or a policy, the constitution plays a crucial role in laying out certain important guidelines that govern decisions making within these society, right? So when previously they were following the king's rule, but now as the constitution has been made, then they have to follow according to that new constitution, right? So that is what we will see. Now here we will see that in a democracy we choose our leader. Yes, in democracy what happens, we select our own leader, right? We give vote to a particular person and to whom we wish that he should be our leader, right? So by giving a vote we select our own leaders. Sometimes what happens, however, there is always a possibility that these leaders might misuse their powers, their authorities, which they have been given. Actually, why we are giving them vote, why we are selecting that our leaders, so that we select them so that they can take care of our welfare, and they can they can think about our best possible things which we can get from our country, right? So but that never happens, right? This misuse of authority can result in the gross injustice as demonstrated in a classroom situation below. Now, in below pictures, you can see that one classroom is set up, and that is what. Now, here one boy is named by Suresh, and he is a class monitor of one class, and the teacher, Mrs. Rao, she has some work and she has to rush out from the class. Now, what happens? She asked Suresh to mind the class, as we all know that in absence of a teacher, our class monitor takes care. So that same thing happened here also. And what happened now, when teacher was out, Anil, maybe he was not liking one boy, Anil. Suresh did not like Anil. So what he did, when a teacher entered the class, he said that Anil was disturbing the class and he was making a loud voice, loudly he was speaking loudly, and it was disturbing the whole class. Now when madam heard this, she asked Anil to stand up, and she gave punishment that he has to stay back after school and have to write 100 times that I will not disobey the class monitor 100 times. Now this is what, now it is a, we all know that Anil did not do any wrong thing, right? But because of Suresh, he was been punished. He misused his power. Suresh misused his power. He wanted to give somebody punishment for his own pleasure. So he did this thing, right? So which is absolutely wrong thing. So this he did, right? So in democratic society, constitution often lays down the rules that guards against this misuse of the authority by our political leaders. Now in the case of the Indian constitution, about which we will see in our later chapters also. So we all know about the fundamental rights also, 6 fundamental rights also, that we will see in detail in our next lecture, right? By the time, keep watching and stay tuned. Okay, have a nice day.